Hello there! You may be expecting a map update video from me, but this island is too big and too new. So instead, I've tried to find things you probably haven't seen yet, as well as highlighting the most important areas that link back to storyline and maybe the future. And then I'll throw in a few Easter eggs and some theories too. Please think about using code ADAMARU if my voice doesn't annoy you. Let's do this. Probably the greatest new thing about this island is the random chance of a map change in your game constantly. At any moment, an exclamation mark will appear on screen, which leads to a micro rift opening up and bringing over an NPC and something from our past. The very first one I saw was this, the original Hench Bros chilling by a campfire. I don't know about you, but I was unsure if they'd make it to the new island, and then during the event, we saw them standing on a rock waving. The bromance lives on. So the next question was, where are the rest of the misfits? And sure enough, there is a chance they will all rift into existence together. In my game, they all arrived in the snow biome, with makeshift beds keeping warm by a barbecue, and occasionally one member would go ice skating. Pretty epic. I'm hoping they will stay permanently and maybe start their own POI somewhere. It's possible for Madcap to appear with 20 plus mushrooms around him for you to consume, and there are reports his dancing fun guy friend can spawn too. My favourite is the farmer and his chicks. This dude absolutely loves those chickens so much, he even plays their music. And should you decide to off some of those chickens, he is so broken up he'll cry. And I kinda feel sorry for him. Let's do another one before we move on. It's possible for this to happen. Loveless, a master criminal, can be portaled onto the island, complete with her recent plunder from her latest bank robbery. 6 safes full of gold. And if you want, you can take it all, but just be warned, stealing from a thief won't go unnoticed. There are tons more mini events to find. Please do me a favour, write a comment below if you found one of these. I want to try and compile a full list of random events that can happen this season. Cheers. Oh, during the event was one of my favourite nods to Save the World. There's a part where a few characters are running around the Cuddle Team leader's head. This totally took me back to the old animation, back before Battle Royale even existed. Good days. Speaking of that Cuddle Team leader head, it is indeed on the new island. The old roller coaster nut can be found here, and that's not the only reference to the older seasons. The Io's Fortress drill from Chapter 3 Season 2 is here, still covered in paint from the celebrations of defeating the Imagined Order. And if you think we've defeated the Imagined Order, oh no my friend, take a look under the battle bus this season and there is their logo. There is no escape, the IO will be back soon. Over in the snow, I'm sure you've noticed this one, the OG clock tower once again is in disrepair. This thing has now been reconstructed so many times, I've lost count, and it remains one of the oldest items still with us. Tilted Towers was first constructed back in January 2018, and this is its last remnants. Another small Easter egg can be found up here, the old gas station / petrol station sign laying on the ground. This actually links to another Easter egg last chapter, the gravestone. When this was created, it was in homage to players who used the old Spillex sign to yeet themselves across the map for easy rotations. It didn't always go to plan, hence the gravestone, and I wonder who will be the first person on this new map to be immortalized in a gravestone. And that leads me to the Herald's Tree. The bringer of the nothing is permanently entwined with the old reality tree, which looks to be gone forever, unless somehow it grows back. I'll be honest with this, I was a little let down by the battle with the Herald. I kind of expected more. And it so happens there was more intended in the event. A leaked work in progress video shows the real intended ending of that event. Everything is as you've seen it until the Herald merges with the tree. Then a wide shot of the Last Reality's mothership is seen racing towards the 0 point, which then lifts that orb into the ship. But the 0 point has other ideas and straight up destroys that vessel. This would have tied into the story a little better, but I guess Epic have other ideas about what they want from the Last Reality. The only link to them we have in the game right now is Bites, who became their warrior last season. So I guess we just wait and see now. A place I demand you visit and look around is the tattoo parlor in Slappy. The ink squid is its spiritual animal, and inside it's like a history lesson of Fortnite. There's a llama statue from the old Colosseum, a skull from the old desert biome, and skateboard decks from over the years. But it's the sheer volume of tattoo art around this place, from Midas to Meowsles to Peely to fish sticks. And look, an entire mural wall dedicated to the Chaos Agent. Octo Ink is amazing. Somewhere in here is a clue to the future, but I can't find it. Oh, and while in Slappy, you'll notice Slap Juice is the big star on the island. That's the consumable drink everyone wants. But look hard enough and you'll see that the Slurp Juice company is still here, but it's desperately going out of business. I'm so down for a storyline to bring that brand back. Come on, Epic, save Slurp Juice. An unnamed POI that must be important to the chapter can be found here. A circular floor which would perfectly fit a 0 point inside it, covered firmly. The glyphs on the ground look to be planetary alignment, celestial charts, and there is a ritual site close by. As it's day 1 of the chapter, if you have any chapter 4 theories, please throw them in the comments. Let's see who thinks like the mustard we call Donald and can predict the future. Something I wanted to look into was the new Midas boss, or rather, the Ageless. Firstly, does this mean we are in the past or the future? Because I really don't know. But more importantly, I felt like I'd seen that style of armor before, and those statues too. So I racked my brain and remembered a game Epic made that cannot be played anymore, Infinity Blade. It was an early mobile phone game. Rather basic, but it had cool lore and it was quite addicting. In that story, it was medieval based, yet some people had technology from the future, and some could not be killed. They were called the Deathless. These knights constantly seek the Infinity Blade. Yep, the very same thing we wielded back in chapter 1. And also in that story, the creator of the sword was locked away in a vault, very much like this one here. Here's the thing that really sells it to me as a crossover to the world of Infinity Blade. Remember the runes found on Kevin the Cube and The Last Reality. They were first seen in the Infinity Blade games. So if this was a prequel, it would actually link into both of their lores. This could be recycled ideas and reused assets, but how cool would it be to link both those games together? Okay, a few more things worth your time on the island. When in this location, you'll hear the song of the crustaceans. And should you look on top of the crane nearby, here they are. The wobbly blobs have survived another chapter. Keep your ears open. They're actually in more places than you expect, especially on shorelines, even in the snow. It's been almost 2 years since they last did anything worth noting, yet I still waste my time finding them. Rocket League's Octane car did not make it to Chapter 4, but a new Rocket League poster can be found in the farmhouse. Someone who lives here really loves Rocket League. A poster for each season. A very strange sight can be found in multiple locations. Are these frog statues? One of them is actually made out of ice. I'm clueless what this represents, but I do have a far-fetched theory. Geralt of Rivia is coming to the game, and once in a DLC called Heart of Stone, he fought the Frog Prince. I told you it was a stretch. Frogs. And finally, during the live event, it was revealed that Crackshot's cabin was indeed saved, and it already had a Christmas tree ready for that update in a few weeks, but I can't find it on the map. Is it yet to arrive, or am I not looking hard enough? I'm Adam, thanks for your time. I'll be in my Twitter DMs to thank people who used my code this week. It really helps. Stay awesome. I'll see you next time.